Hello, Wanderers. Welcome back to our Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series following Veminder Ivar's son, essentially the John Wick of the Norse world. And in that last episode, as you will recall, we had a pit of vengeance against those who have wronged us, who have wronged our family, and that was Jorinder Haraldsson, slain by our own hands. But not only did we slay the man in an honorable duel, but we also saw his world come crashing down as we helped the former Jarl Humpfjofer overthrow the king of Denmark, who is now a Jarl, Scarfedin here, and Jorinder, as you will recall, was the Chancellor of Scarfedin, and so we basically ruined everything that he had worked so hard to build, and then killed the man in cold blood, I suppose you could say. Hot blood, cold blood. Well, knowing Veminder, probably cold blood. And so now Humpfjofer, or Hump for short, is now the king of Denmark, and he owes us pretty good favors. We have called in some of those, and you'll see we have a lot of money because I did do a very quick contract. A 3-star contract popped up for him that I just went and took care of really quickly because we need to make preparations, and part of those preparations once would have involved going after the third of the Yngling sons, the last of them living, Hogni Haraldsson, who is actually not far from us over here in Pomerania, or, the Prussia region. But when we were preparing to end Jorinder's life, we got word that our dear younger sister, Helen, Ivar's daughter, was foully sacrificed to the Norse gods. Although we don't have anything against sacrificing to the Norse gods, but it's a little different when it's your baby sister. And she was sacrificed by King Ulfric, the brother of our second in command, Prince Njord. And so, yeah, a lot of interconnectedness there. Now, how did we learn this? Well, I suspect the way we learned this was from Freydis. Now, Freydis here was the betrothed to Njord for quite a long time. The beautiful young woman, pretty callous but vengeful and brave. Actually, probably somebody that's that Veminder would maybe be a little bit interested in. But regardless of that, he doesn't have time for that now. I think, how I see it is that she has come with word of what happened and bringing it to Njord, her betrothed, because obviously, King Ulfric here, his paranoia and his ambition is getting a little bit out of control, considering that he just murdered or sacrificed the daughter of Ivar Scallendil, the most famed of the Norse travelers. And, even though he was a Christian, he was still well known and well regarded among the Norse. And so, sacrificing one of his daughters, that would be something that, a lot of people would probably, be like, whoa, hey, man, like, slow down a little bit here, I would imagine, considering the way that politics are playing out here in northern Iberia at the moment. So, Njord's betrothed here has come to us with word of what happened, and some of you are suggesting that, because Veminder is calm and calm and callous, that he might just continue on with his vengeance against the last of the Yngling princes. But I don't know about that. If somebody comes and brings you word that your sister has just been murdered, sacrificed, are you going to spend like 2 years sieging down a city to capture another guy for a vengeance that, has run a little bit cold? Or are you going to return to your family who is in need and deal with that enemy? And beyond that, we also have Njord here, who, I was wondering what kind of role, Njord would play in this story. And, you know, whether he would be on his brother's side or on our side. But one interesting thing, if we actually just switch characters briefly here, you'll see something interesting when we take a look at the relation with Nord. Yeah, minus 100 relation. Why? Because attempted murder, indeed. So, Ulfric here attempted to murder his own brother, and Njord found out about it. So obviously, Njord is going to be, you know, pushing us to go against his brother here. And I don't think Vemender would need a lot of pushing in this case. So we are going to prepare to return to Iberia. You know, we were exiled from there. Our exile has ended about 7 years ago. 932 was when our exile was technically allowed to end, but we haven't returned. We haven't been back there in what is this, 17 years? Yeah, it's been like 17, maybe 15 years since we were last in Iberia, and that's a long time. But I think it is time for us to return, so we got to prepare. We're gonna need an army if we want to go back and get our revenge. Now we can. What I'm thinking we're gonna do is we're gonna push Njord's claims on the kingdom. Although Ulfric's children, technically our nieces and nephews, Njord is our blood brother. Our fastest friend, the man who has been at our side for a long time. He helped us get our original revenge against Balder, the son of Ingolfur. And so, yeah, Njord, we got to back him. And in order to do that, we need an army. Now, like I said, we do have a lot of money. So I do want to build up our men-at-arms. I have had to switch over to a legitimist camp in order to be able to push Njord's claims. It's a little bit weird. But I had to give ourselves a claim on the Kingdom of Castile. Just ignore this. This is just literally just a mechanical thing so that we can be legitimists, because you need to be legitimists even to push claims of other characters in your camp. We couldn't push this claim if we were not legitimists, and you can't be legitimists unless you have a kingdom level claim. So I've given us this one just purely for mechanical reasons. Regardless of that, we need to take our money. We need to get some troops. We can get another men-at-arms here, but or another regiment, but I don't think that we're going to. I think I'm going to spend my money building up the regiments I've already got, because if we take a look at Hrafnblood's army, or the army of Hrafnjall, they've got Bondi, Vigmen, and the light footmen. So yeah, spearmen, skirmishers, and archers, I believe. So if we take a look at what we've got here, we've got Vigmen, which counters his skirmishers. We've got Huskarls, which counters his spearmen and archers. And we've got our Varangian veterans, which counter his spearmen. So our group is already pretty decently set up. I think we're just going to build it up, and it's not going to cost us too much here to build up our army. Let's build it up just, yeah, okay, let's see. We're probably going to need a decent amount, but I do need to refill as well. Oh, okay, your camp must not be in a county under the tribal. Okay, we could refill with provisions. That's good. And we have lots of provisions, so yeah, should we just max out? It's going to cost a lot to get our troops over, but you have to consider that we're probably hiring these Norse warriors here in Denmark, essentially. And, we've got, King Humfiofer here, who is kind of backing us. He supports us, obviously, 100% opinion of us. So we're building up our troops here. Yeah, I think we'll just max out everybody, refill. It's going to cost us a lot of provisions, and it's going to take some provisions to get back there. So we're probably going to want to go and find some provisions here. Let's use our snares. Okay, so we got a little bit back. We can head into town. the commons. What are we even in? We're just in a tribal holding. Okay, what is a tribal holding here do? The local Norse people gather regularly in the tribal holdings of Ringkobing in order to trade, gossip, and share. I don't even know if I've ever gone into a tribal holding like this. As I enter the cluster of dwellings, a stray sheep is slowly moving across the path at the center of the holding, and a small hedgehog sleepily moves through the foliage a few paces to my right. My caravan master, Gunner the mule, looks around with a content face, seemingly enjoying the change of scenery. Let's mingle with the locals for a moment. I'm invited to into one of the tents. A surprising amount of people fit inside. Travelers and Norse, all of them blending into one seamless buzz of human noise. Outside, a storyteller sits by the bonfire. Up front, a collection of loud tribesmen recollect their latest excursion. Gunner looks around at the jumble of individuals with an intrigued glint in his eye. I suppose we can hear a story. Why not? Let's lose a little bit of stress. We can also see who's up for recruitment, see if there's any capable warriors here. A slow Palabian man. We've got a Prussian here. What about a good Norseman here? No, they don't even have any Norsemen here. But they're all kind of expensive. Prizzy here. I'm not even... Prizibizlau? Prizzy Brizlov. I don't know. Yeah, for those of you who are like, Polish or from anywhere in this region here, probably just shaking their heads. But how is this supposed to be pronounced? And how is anybody gonna, if you don't know the language, that is an odd collection of letters to be put together from, an English speaker's perspective. We'll just put it that way. So we're gonna call him Prizzy. And he is decent. Military engineer? Oh, man. He won't like us because he's zealous. But he is a very capable guy. Oh, man, 81. Is that worth it? He's a good commander. This guy, although technically this guy might actually be more useful because we don't really need... We're going to be the commander anyways. So we just need warriors, and this guy's technically better. He's cheaper. Oh wow, this guy's actually the best. Oh man, 22. This guy's capable. This guy's actually really good. 100. Is he worth 100 gold though? He might be, honestly. He's got really good traits. Not even that old. You know what? I'm gonna take a shot. We're gonna bring this guy in because he's, he is pretty capable, and knights will help us. All right, let's think of something else. We could maybe get some supplies here. From parsnips to fabrics, firewood to sewing thread, the merchant Knuter has it all. Interesting. This guy's got like a long family line. Sniali. Oh, he's a bastard founder. Interesting that this guy, is made as the merchant here. He's actually from House Hammer. Or his mother's from House. Oh wow, look at this guy. Actually, this guy descends from the royal lineage. That's fascinating. But he's a merchant apparently here in Ringkobing. I'll buy some of this and some of those. Okay, we should. I don't want to rob this guy. I think we'll pay. I think we can afford it. And let's head back. All right, so we've loaded up on supplies, so we'll definitely have enough to make it back to Iberia here. It's April, so a good time to sail, I would imagine. We're gonna get there hopefully before winter. I mean, we should easily get there before winter, and that should prepare us for, potentially. I mean, if we get there soon enough, we could do a campaign against them this summer. I think that we're probably going to land in Castile. And, try to, get, I mean, we should probably go and see our family, right? Yeah. Let's do it. Let's prepare for our journey. We're going to go back to Cuellar. Been a long time. But, yeah. Oh, look at this. We should easily be able to get there. Actually, we can make this cheaper even if we take a organized camp here. And that will speed us up, so I am going to do that. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we got to do. Like I said, we're leaving one enemy here, Fogni, but he's 47 years old. We can return for him, and I do want to return to Scandinavia because I feel like Vemender has not fully done everything here that he maybe wants to do, especially, you know, with these. Oh, actually, it's a Norse king back in Sweden, a 19-year-old who's affected by the Great Pox. Oof, that's rough. So he's got what, syphilis there? Yeah, not great. Um, Regardless, that's none of our concern right now. We need to head home and we need to get revenge. All right, anything that we want to do along scout for talent? Maybe we do scout for talent. I rarely ever do this, but we could use captains along the way. Higher experienced captains don't really need to do that. No, let's go. Let's head out. It's time for Vemender to return home. It's been a long time. All right, well, we're going to pause for a moment and investigate a derelict ship and unfortunately find nothing. But you gotta see if you can find it, you know? You gotta hope. There's always hope that there's some treasure in there. Get ourselves another oh, we should actually build up something in our camp as well if we can. Build up the proving grounds. Upgrade costs 108. It does give like a slight boost. I think I'll save my money for now just because that little bit of a boost probably isn't going to help as much. But, you know, we do have a full cadre of camp positions here that are filled that are going to be making a big difference in this war. And, you know, we're packing 1,500 very skilled troops now. I honestly think that we'll probably be able to waste this guy. You know, even though he's got allies, I think that we'll be able to take him. Who knows? You know, they will still double our troops, but we'll see. Yes, and what do we have here? The banquet tables extend far. My high throne gleams with rubies and sapphires. Guests from the four corners of the world celebrate my 20 years of blessed reign. Another cup of sweet ambrosia, glorious emperor, supreme archsteward Chaim asks, offering a splendid goblet. I quaff from it eagerly. Dance for me, fool, I bellow at the disgraced and humbled Hogni. Such is the fate of those who cross me. So we're imagining Hogni Haraldson as our jester. Upon opening them again, I find myself in an all too familiar ship bed. I will make my dreams a reality. Regal ambitions. Damn. Maybe we do. It was a pleasant dream while it lasted. Envy for land. Oh man, maybe we do. Maybe we do have regal ambitions now. Vemender is getting a little bit older. 50 years old. It might be time for him to start thinking about, settling down. And by settling down, I mean conquering. We're going to grab hard rule over here. Dread gain plus 20 minute arms damage. That's going to be nice. So that will be a nice big boost here. Sailing across the coast of England here. And we did actually pick up another character. And I imagine, maybe it was in Denmark here. But we do have an Anglo-Saxon in our camp now. Let me see if I can find him here. Yes, Oswine Wormwatch. This man was a slave. He was taken as a slave by the Danish, but he was a former scribe and a well-learned Anglo-Saxon man at a monastery. But he left the monastery, got captured, and was made a slave in Denmark. So we hired him because of his, his knowledge and his, ability to write and his, he's a very intelligent man. And I think he did some convincing to get us to bring him along, but we'll put him to use. But he is technically our slave. We paid for him, so that's just how it's gonna be. All right, here we are, just coming up to the coast of Brittany. And soon we'll have the northern coast of Iberia in sight. But first, we have heard that Breton fishermen are famed throughout the world for their ability to strip the ocean of its most bountiful and delicious plunder. Today, by the shores of Lyon, I am fortunate enough to come across a Breton trading fleet. In honor, my lord, can I interest ye in our finest catches of the day? Your fisher, your life sailor. Yeah, I mean we're Norse, so we got to do what we got to do, right? I think we got them because I'm not injured. So, as we head towards Cuellar, we stop in our tracks for a short break. Somebody's been bitten by a viper. Hjalmar. Oh no, Hjalmar the Castilian. A sea viper? Like, what happened? Was there a snake on the ship? Gurley is a skilled healer, though. Let the tide take him. Oh no. This is an interesting event. Now we'll put Gurley on it, I suppose. That's hilarious. But I guess we yeah, we successfully raided those Breton sailing ships like a good Viking does. Oh, we can make a request on the king here for men-at-arms regiment. For more provisions. I mean, we've already left them though, so I'm not gonna game that. We're already clearly quite far away, even though technically our camp is still back there. So, all right, there it is. I mean, we might not be seeing the coast yet, but probably in just like another day or two here, it's probably coming into sight. And there we see Asturias de Santillana, one of the first places that the Norse landed when they were invading Iberia. And now we put our feet back onto Iberian soil, the place where I think Veminder was born in Iberia. If I recall, he was born before Ivar went on his great journey. I think he would have been small, though. Somebody let me know if you can recall whether or not Veminder was born in Iberia or not. But regardless, it's been a long time. You know, we'll probably... Oh. Won't be missed. There's an elaborately decorated tomb. I will not desecrate the dead. No, I don't think we're gonna desecrate the dead. As we trek through Reynosa, our caravan has stopped at a clearing bordered by leafy bushes. I proceed towards the commotion only to find Sverker and Stigandir having an irate row. I'll have no more of your idiocy, you vile swain. Sverker stamps his foot. This is one of the guys we brought along from Denmark here. You're the one who has whined on this entire journey, squealing, "Are we there yet?" At every crossroads, Stigandir retorts. Stigandir, a capable man, you know, he hasn't made, you know, a lot of noise around the camp in the story so far, but he has actually been pretty capable. And, you know, he may be blind, but he is actually very useful. There's only one way to solve this. No, we're not going to make the blind man fight. We don't have time for your petty squabbling. Settle this. We are gonna make our way, I guess, through Burgos here, just briefly, anyways. Learning, you know, a little bit that perhaps of King Alfonso, who's just turned 18 here, and I mean, he's turned out pretty capable, I would say. You know, reasonably, you know, he's an average warrior, but ambitious, brave, greedy. Not terrible traits for a king to have. And now we make our way down into very familiar lands to us as we travel through the Duchy of Julianos and here through Cuellar. And now finally, we are in the home of the Scallendils. We have returned to Segovia, to the Great Hall up in the foothills where our father, Ivar Scallendil, built his salon, his you know, great center for learning and poetry and the arts up here in Segovia. I want to take a brief look, actually, at the development here. Cuellar is at 9. Yeah, so Cuellar is actually the highest out of pretty much all the Norse lands. Actually, yeah, it is the highest out of all the Norse lands. So what Ivar did here was, you know, made a difference. You know, the people have come to Cuellar in, maybe not in droves, but they've certainly been coming to this land that was, you know, empty at one point, you know. I mean, if we take a look, you know, carvers guilds have been built here. You know, things, it's been developing over time. Yeah, they've built it up a little bit all since this time. I mean, our sister Jarl Christina here, as we can see, is the chancellor for King Alfonso, is and the master of horse as well. Probably, I don't know, we could probably imagine she's some other jobs too. No, just chancellor and master of horse. Regardless, I mean, 46 years old, Christina has you know, she's lived up to the legacy left by Ivar. I think we can agree on that. 37 diplomacy, very impressive. And she's still a good fighter as well. Yeah, so I think we would take a moment. We would, I mean, we've obviously learned of our father's death by this point. I think we would go and we would I mean, they wouldn't really have a grave for him, right? The Norse, I believe, actually. Well, actually, no, they would have a grave because he was. So the Norse might burn their dead, or, you know, they might have other rituals for their dead. But Ivar was a Mozarabic, and so they would have had a burial for him. And so Vemender could go and visit his father's grave. How many years ago did Ivar die now at this point? He died in 928. So it's been 11 years since our father died, and we're just visiting his grave now for the first time. We would also be able to go and see our son, Ivar, who's the Count of Soria now. Actually, he's the Count of Soria and the Count of Nyera. Interesting. Ooh, he conquered it. Hey, not bad. Actually, yeah, he's military engineer, faithful blade. Oh, okay. So, you know what? I think maybe, you know, Ivar does have a little bit of that, you know, that Norse warrior blood in him. However, I don't know if we would be able to really fully make peace, considering, you know, he is a burning with righteous fervor. He will not hesitate. He will not rest until all the heathens are defeated. So he probably doesn't look very well upon Vemender, who obviously is a heathen. So, yeah, I mean, there might be some reconciliation with our son, but I don't think it would be a full reconciliation because the religious differences here, I think, might be too much. But we would get to meet his, you know, meet his wife as well, the princess, and the sister of King Alfonso here. Oh, actually, huh? What's that? Oh man. I did not notice this. So Ordonu had a sister, or Alfonso had a sister as well, who was married to, oh my gosh, was this some sort of like coordinated effort? When did this happen? This was 938. So this was only a year ago. Whoa, okay, and this was 937. So not that long after. So, oh, that's crazy. This is obviously some sort of coordinated thing between the two kingdoms. Do they still have an alliance with each other? I wonder. I don't think they do. But it's not there can't be any coincidence that the you know, the Christian, she was a Christian, I believe, right? Yeah, so the two Christian queens of Hraefenjall and Galicia were both sacrificed to the gods less than 1 year apart, and that was the breaking, you know, and that's when the Segovian Accords were broken. That is actually really crazy. What a weird coincidence, actually. Huh. So Alfonso obviously would not have good, you know, good feelings against them. Well, regardless, I mean, yeah, what can we do here? Performing a play? Well, we can't do, not going to do any of that. I think that we really just have to. I think we have to go to war. I mean, surely that's the only thing that we could do. Oh man. So yeah. Alfonso lost his sister. Yeah, coordinated. I don't know, maybe acting out. I mean, if we take a look here, we can see the Asatru faith is spreading in both of their lands. So clearly the Norse followers in the north, the Norse the hardline Norse followers in Hraefenjall and Galicia were not happy with the Christian influence coming over from Castile, and must have been some sort of coordinated thing here. So we might have arrived just in time to prevent who knows what. Like, they might have been planning. They might be, even now, they might be planning a big war, like a double invasion of Castile. Maybe who knows what's gonna happen. Maybe Hraefenjall takes Julianos here, and Galicia takes the northern duchy. Who knows what they're planning? Regardless, I guess we end up doing Alfonso a favor, and we're gonna be joining. Well, not joining him, but we're gonna be dealing our own vengeance up against this guy here. 1,500 troops. I mean, we've got the better army, that's for sure. Is there anything that we want to do before we do this? I mean, is there anything we can do? Pilgrimage hunt, camp revelry. I don't really see any need for any of this. Any decisions? Determine personal deity. No, I think we're already following Thor, which I think is fine. We could visit the castle holding. I mean, I guess we can see. Let's have a look at Segovia Castle. Look for some... Oh, let's visit the local training grounds. We're here with Geralf, and let's see what we find here. It tells you things have been going south around here for ages, says the local master at arms, Zuhair. Have a training session. You should join our camp. Plenty of freedom. Bring this guy along. I mean, he is somewhat capable. I don't think we're gonna poach an officer from our sister, though, but we might look for some able bodies at the garrison here. Do you have any Norse warriors? No, just Catholics and Mozarabics. I mean, this guy, he's Castilian. Dager? Oh, that's too expensive. Alright, not gonna worry about any of those. See what the locals at the tavern have to say. Wouldn't mind hearing a story or two. Story had a few good points, of course. Let's use up for recruitment. We've got a Frenchman. Oh, actually, a Frenchman who is pretty good. Giraud de Ousteville. Oustville? I don't know. Whatever you say it. Another French person here. Centou? Oh my gosh, his French name. The Cardeac. I can only imagine you guys laughing at me when I pronounce these names, but some names I can do pretty good, and I'm used to some French names, or some names from certain cultures, but some of them are a little trickier than others. Anyways, I don't want any of these people. Not only because I can't pronounce their names, but because I simply don't need them. Supplies are this way. I don't really need supplies now. All right, let's head back. I don't really see any waiting for it. I mean, we can't get an alliance with King Alfonso. I think maybe I don't know. He's brave, rapacious opportunist. I think that we might not be able to convince him to join with us because he's grown up technically Catholic, even if his father was a follower of the Norse gods. Alfonso has grown up as a Catholic and rules as a Catholic king, so he might not really care for us very much. And he might not really like the idea of simply putting Njord on the throne, especially considering he has claims on those realms as well. And we don't have any interest in pushing those claims. So I don't think that we're going to find common cause with Alfonso, because he'd want to put himself on the throne, and we don't want that. So I really don't see much else other than to simply declare war, I suppose, and push Niord's claims. It's going to cost us a good chunk of prestige, but prestige is meant to be spent. So let's raise up our armies and hope that we've got enough to defeat this man here. I don't think we're going to call in, like, we're not going to use our family as well. I mean, we could maybe. No, I don't think any of our family really wants them. Yeah. All right, I think we just go. Jarl Ulfkel. Ooh, the Jarl of Hagenhaven. We haven't really seen much from House Nordhagen, but they were descended, remember, if you recall, descended from Jarl Olafur the King Killer, the man who killed Ordonu's father. As you can see here, he killed Alfonso the Brave, executed him when he was captured in battle. So, you know, the House Nordhagen still around, and, you know, they're bringing some troops to bear in this war here. You know, they're still playing the politics of the land. How the heck does he have the way of the nomad? Okay, somebody want to explain that to me? The man is a nomad, apparently. Riding his horse, you know, his horses all around northern Portugal. Interesting. But that's neither here nor there. Wonder where the army of the enemy is. Lord Vemender, my leader, I have met the most bewitching woman here in Valladolid, my follower. Oh, of course, the first thing with Oswine is that he finds a woman here. Kisa Mukhtarid. I mean, if you can get her to... No, I was going to say, if you can get her to come along with you, you can have her, but we ain't going to be paying. And she didn't want to come. They never do. They never do. Man, I wonder, where's their army? Maybe they weren't expecting... Maybe they weren't expecting... Like, we might just be able to march into their capital here. Because their army is off somewhere else. They might be raiding or something. Intrusive thought. Some disgustingly horrific, vile thought just entered my mind. If I told my court, they'd think me a lunatic at best. Anyways, try as I might, I can't get rid of these dark thoughts. All day I've tried my best not to think it, but trying to not think of it makes me think of it even more. Frequent intrusive thoughts. Makes sense for a man who's just driven by vengeance and is a complete sociopath. Maybe not complete sociopath, but definitely some level of sociopath. All right, where's the enemy army? Oh, there's... No, okay, this is their allied army, probably meeting up over here in Hagenport. Well, we should... I mean, we might be able to get a siege done on their lands here. Can we switch over to a siege guy? Who the heck is this? Oh, this is the guy we paid for. At the edge of camp, my path back from my pavilion takes me close to the camp's edge where the shouts and screams of children... my daughter Alfredier is leading several others and rolling fiercely end over head down a grassy hill. Alfredier, she's actually turned out ambitious, forgiving, stubborn. It's actually turned out kind of a badass, but go on, explore. Yeah, I think we'll say go on, explore. I mean, we're not gonna bother with this. Somebody's plotting to kill me. Great. Redouble guards. Let's see. No, we're not going to withdraw from view. I think maybe we redouble the guards, though. I'm fine with the stress gain and whatnot. People don't like us already anyways, so. All right. Alfredier comes of age, and she is a tough soldier. I grew up fast. She gains the trait Forder as well. Well, you know, her base prowess isn't that good, but, you know, she's, you know, relatively capable young lady. Grew up in a camp of warriors, so it makes sense that she'd pick up a thing or two from the warriors in the camp. She could get married. And I mean, is there anybody in the camp that we would even consider marrying her to. Maybe Hjalmar? I mean, he's a good man. He's been with us for a while. Hjalmar the Castilian. Yeah, I mean, I think that could be fine. We're not gonna end up, she's 16, so she's like, that's marrying age at this point, right? Obviously, so, you know, um, and this guy's capable, so maybe a matrilineal marriage. Yeah, I think that's fine. That she might, perhaps, like, I don't know. We'll hold off. We'll hold off. I'll wait till there's like a maybe an opportunity that makes a little bit more sense. Plus, we're in the middle of a war, so we're not going to be having weddings in the middle of a war here. But I do want to get marriages for the various people in our camp. So, and we're not going to be marrying our children to any princesses. My concubine Girly is with child, and I should be overjoyed. Am I really the father as she claims? I don't think we're paranoid, but we'll demand to know. Of course the child is yours. Why would you only think otherwise? We're not paranoid. I think it's true. We do have this other concubine as well, the princess of House Hammer here. Where's the enemy army? An unworthy challenge. The footman steps foot onto the training field. Ingjaldr. Oh, he's a Norse guy. I could use more people like you. Okay, well. Oh, actually, he was fighting us wildly and viciously. But we managed to take him down. Could bring him into our camp. Yeah, let's bring him in. A nose for trouble. Father, cries my daughter, Hafridir, bounding up. Look what I found. It's a puppy. Alright, whatever. You can keep the dog. We're in the middle of a war. They're over here in Quayar anyways. We're, with the camp, so there's only so much influence we have over our children, if we even cared, which Vemender probably doesn't that much anyways, so. Man, he's just chilling in Leon here while he's sieged down. I really want to know where his army is. Where's their army? Their army's over in Hagenport. Well, once we siege down Leon, if we don't capture him right away, their army must be distracted or something. Or maybe they're, I don't know. Not really sure what's going on. I guess we'll go down to Hagenport and see what's up once the siege is done here. Which it should be relatively soon, just a few more days. And we should be able to, yeah, let's see what happens here. Oh, valuable prisoners taken. Well, technically this is our nephew, so we're not gonna kill him or anything. Only 45%. Let's go to Hagenport. I want to see where their army is. Yeah, let's travel over land. Okay, here's the Galician army. They're attacking. Oh, wait. No, I'm actually not sure what's going on around here. There's a lot of, okay, Galicia. Yeah, Galicia is facing some internal war. Oh, there's their army. Okay. I see you now. Why are you hiding over here? My concubine Unner is once again absent from our tent. Could she be warming somebody else's bed? Okay, now this one we might believe. I'll investigate this matter myself. She's innocent. Okay, well. Good for her, honestly. Okay, there's their army. Man, I'd like to draw them into battle if we can. Put Vemender back in charge of the army here. Okay, could we get them crossing a river? Oh, we might actually get their army split. Let's hold for a sec, and then... Oh, we might actually... Yeah, their army's going to get stuck here, so we're going to be able to... Oh, we're taking the army of Count Leoder, who actually helped out at one point. Wow, we absolutely just annihilated his army. Didn't even suffer any losses there. Okay, I guess we go and take out the Nordhagen army as well. And Gurley has had another son, Onlander. All right, let's go and take out. Oh man, we're gonna destroy their army piecemeal. They should have stuck together. Pretty foolish of you not to stay together. Njord cracked open the skull of Yngvar. Oh, nice. Oh man. Oh, we gained the military engineer trait too. Oh, and we captured Jarl Ulfkel. Oh, well now. I mean, we don't have anything against him necessarily. We could ransom him though. Ransom him for some decent money. He can't afford it, the full ransom, so we might hold him for a little bit longer. Can we engage them? Yeah, I think we've split up their army. I don't think they've got too much of a chance here to defeat us. They're going to try to hold up in the mountains, which should give them some level of advantage, but I don't think it's going to be enough here. Oh, and look at this. The king's leading the army himself. Oh, okay, well, let's take a brief look at this previous battle just super quickly here. Let's take a look at the events. Yeah, cracked open the skull of Yngvar. Nice. So Njord, you know, getting some... he's actually killed a few people here. So not too bad. But let's see. Maybe Njord will kill his own brother, or who knows what kind of things can happen in this battle, but we shall see. They're not going to stand a chance here, I don't think. Like, we have the better troops, the better champions, and our army is just simply far more capable. We've got all these Viking warriors coming in, and man, we are quite capable right now. Come on. If only we'd get into like a good duel. Okay, what happened there? Let's take a look at the details. 0 losses. Wow, we killed 2,772 men, and we didn't suffer a single loss. Completely balanced game. Anyways, we captured Mayor Eilifer, which is, you know, not the best, but we could ransom you, I suppose. Oh, you can't pay a ransom, so good. Technically, this war, we could end the war now. I mean, we absolutely crushed the enemy armies, but I want to imprison this guy. Can we abduct him? Like, I don't just want to leave it as is. I think we need to. I mean, what happens if we offer peace? Enforce demands. You may become an adventurer. No, we gotta kill the man, surely, right? So I guess we just go and siege him down until maybe we try to abduct him. Let's see. Maybe we try to, yeah, maybe we send some people to try to abduct him. Let's get some muscle here. We gotta bribe our own people to join in. Could offer no, okay, whatever. We'll bribe. We gotta pay our own people to just do their job. Ridiculous. Let's see. Stigandir. What are you gonna be best at? Not the lookout. We're not putting the blind guy as the lookout. We'll get him in as the infiltrator here. And then we'll get somebody else here. Footpad. I do want to reduce time. Could maybe get the Reeks Goatee. Our prestigious good word. Yeah, I'm willing to do this. And then get a lookout. Not too worried about the lookout. Oh yeah, okay. Freyr here would do it. We can offer our prestigious good word. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so 5 months till the next phase. Yeah, I think we're gonna do this because I don't want to just do this offer peace. You know, he will accept, but he might escape, and we can't let him just escape. You know, the goal isn't just to put Njord on the throne. The goal is to get this guy in our hands and kill him. So whether that means abducting him or whether that means, you know, they raise up another small army and we take them down in another battle. Regardless, we are not going to just let King Ulfric get away with this. And so we're going to have to continue this campaign into the next episode. So until then, Wanderers, thank you so much for watching.